And we kind of want to see the market try to hold somewhere around this 4,300 level. If we can do that, kind of consolidate here a bit, work off some of this short-term overbought condition, then that should set the market up potentially for a little bit more rally into the end of the year. But here's what you need to know before the bell this morning. Markets popped off another positive day yesterday, and we've had now the longest back-to-back streak of positive days since 2021. So it's been a very, very strong rally here over the course of the last few days. We've done this, broken above the 50-day moving average very clearly here. Now we're testing this kind of 100-day moving average right above it. So again, that is going to be a little bit of resistance here. Also, as we talked a bit yesterday, this market's working within this kind of downtrend channel, and that we've been building now over the course of the last really 3 months. We're right at the top of that downtrend channel right now. We're on the buy signal, which continues to be very positive here, suggests that markets do want to go higher, but we are very overbought now. The RSI is now back to an overbought level, which suggests that in this near-term run, we should expect a little bit of a correction. We kind of went through the process of what the next month or so may look like yesterday. So if you haven't seen that video, jump back to before the bell on our website on the YouTube channel. And I kind of go through kind of layout of kind of the pre-Thanksgiving, post-Thanksgiving, early December, end of the year rally type setup. I would expect here a bit of a pullback. Importantly, we kind of want to see the market try to hold somewhere around this 4,300 level. If we can do that, kind of consolidate here a bit, work off some of this short-term overbought condition, then that should set the market up potentially for a little bit more rally into the end of the year. But again, there's still a lot of concerns out here in the marketplace. But we are getting through earnings season. Earnings season has been okay. It hasn't been fantastic, but earnings and revenue seem to have troughed in the last quarter. So we're now beginning to see a little bit of improvement in sales and earnings. But again, that's a little bit deceptive because the majority of the earnings growth is coming from those big mega cap 7 stocks. Actually, earnings for the kind of the sub half of the S&P 500 really hasn't been that strong. But again, those large, big mega cap companies are kind of dragging the overall earnings trend up with them. But again, the earnings season came in okay. Winners weren't really rewarded that well in a lot of cases. Some were, but mostly not. If they missed earnings or estimates in any type of fashion, well, they got penalized pretty badly. So that's been that kind of an earnings season, but that's now coming to an end. We've gotten through a big bulk of that. We're still wrapping up a few more. We still have NVIDIA out later this month. That's in the big kind of the top 10 stocks there, but that's kind of the last big reporter that we've got coming towards the end of November. But outside of that, now it's kind of back to the economic data, which again is showing some signs of weakness, but it's not terrible, right? We're not seeing massive recessionary signs right now. So this market is kind of holding in here at the moment. But again, as we kind of get ready to move into the end of the year, I would expect this kind of market rally to continue. There's a lot of need by professional managers to play a bit of catch up here, particularly this year. There's still a very big gap between the S&P 500 and the equal weighted index. So a lot of managers that don't have just exposure to 7 stocks are trailing the markets this year. So there's going to be a need to play a bit of catch up, which should provide a bit of lift to the markets through year end. Now, once we get to next year, as I've been saying, it's a whole different ballgame. Goldman says no recession. It's an everything bull market next year. A lot of other indicators suggest that that's probably not going to be the case. What actually happens, I have no idea. We'll talk about that when we get there. But for right now, markets look pretty good. Look to take a little bit of profits here and use a bit of a correction here to add exposure if you need. That's what you need to know before the bell this morning.